So you have an opinion on what happened on the protest at Route 126?
Well, I mean, from what I saw some of your video, which is very well done, by the way, and certainly, you know, I mean, we said, you know, we support the right to protest as long as it's done peacefully and lawfully, and, you know, certainly the RCMP obviously felt that some laws were being broken, so that's why they arrested some people.
You got born, I was on the Premier that, you got, not about him too, you got born on the issue NB Power. And, you know, that's where you really rise and got known and ran for politics. But NB Power, there was no arrests. Are you concerned the 20 people arrested so far?
Well, I think the fact is that, I mean, in each of these situations, it's pretty clear that, you know, people have made a choice that, you know, they've understood that what they were doing was probably going to lead to an arrest. So, I mean, I think that's one form of protest. There's no question about it. I mean, people have discussed, you know, whether it's civil disobedience or whatnot. I mean, that's some people's choice that they make, and that's fair.
Do you think tomorrow the government, are you going to be there talking to Shale Gas and the protesters? Supposed to have a meeting? Do you have?
No, there's no meeting that protesters are allowed.
No. Listen, two questions I can ask you.
Sure.
That came to mind. I always thought they would explore where there's shale gas, and they would dig where it is, you know, put a well and dig, right? I was talking to Susan Hoyt last week, and she said there could be hundreds of wells. Maybe thousands.
If there's gas there, I mean, it all depends, you know. As I've said all along, is that this stage we're going through right now is the very preliminary exploration.
The wind.
Okay, the wind. This stage is simply exploration. They are trying to get a feel for what the underground formations look like.
Okay.
And from that, they can, through their expertise, determine where the most likely spots that gas or oil might be.
Okay.
And those would be the areas that they probably would want to do some test drills to see what's actually down there. Until you actually drill, you won't know what's actually down there. But, you know, one of the things that I have heard is that people are saying where the seismic testing is being done is where they're going to drill. That's not the case whatsoever. What the reality is that the seismic testing is determining where the best locations are. They might do seismic testing, and as Ms. Atkinson from SWIN has indicated, they're thinking it's probably about a 10% chance that they'll find something that they can actually feel that it's worth the investment to drill. So, you know, that's the areas that they'd be focusing on.
And now we're getting to the next question, is what I hear last week. It says in the agreement that the Liberals sign, or whoever signed, it said they shall drill where they find, where they explore, they look, and they don't have to consult with the public.
No.
They'll drill immediately, starting next year. Is that true, yes or no?
That is not true
That is not true at all.
Not true at all. The reality is that if they, through their seismic testing, feel that there is the potential to drill
Route 26, they found some, bingo, there's billions and billions and billions of feet. So what's the next step? What happens?
The very next step would be two-phase. One would be a complete environmental impact assessment.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
The second would be a whole new level of duty to consult discussions that would have to take place with First Nations.
So that First Nation and the people in the area.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You know? And the people in the area, as I've said to you before, is through the EIA process. There is a community involvement. There's consultation that takes place through that process. But what people, and you know, what I've started to see in a lot of the media is that there is a bit of confusion about consultation that takes place with the general public and the duty to consult with First Nations. They're two different things. The duty to consult with First Nations is dealing with the potential impacts on traditional rights. And so that takes a different tact in terms of how it's determined what level of consultation has to take place, and if there is a need for consultation, what level that it takes place.
And don't you love these non-edited video? Non-edited video? Don't you like them?
Well,
where are you going, Stephen Harper?
So that's it for me?
That's it. That's it for you. Thank you very much.